There is a beautiful question. There are two different questions here. The first question is, Lent will start shortly from Ash Wednesday. What are the preparations that we need to focus on? When you're going for a journey, you make your preparations. You can't take everything on your journey. Perhaps if you've got 3 suitcases or 3 suitcases full of things in your room, you have to contain them into one particular suitcase, one particular place, or perhaps things that you can take. So also for the Lenten season, there are many people who prepare for it. Prepare it in a good way. They don't take any heavy work during that time. They don't take perhaps heavy, of course there are no feasts or celebrations during the Lenten season, and so our mind and body is prepared for this journey that we are making in the Lenten season of 40 days. It's like a pilgrimage. 40 days pilgrimage. Of course, there are some people who really go on pilgrimage in the Lenten season. There are some who go walking pilgrimage. There are some also who go to the hills and perhaps what we call the way of the cross on the hills. That is, so many other chances are also there. But more than anything else, I think it's a time of our life, a season of our life, a time that we reflect about ourselves, about our relationship with God and others, and also our own disposition in order to be prepared for anything that God may decide. It's a type of surrender to the Lord. And the whole Lenten season, the color is of purple color, which is very meaningful, that a color of silence, a color of penance. And in this way, we prepare ourselves distantly for the Lenten season, and I'm sure you will also prepare yourself with your bag and baggage that is there, mentally prepared that this is enough for me. I don't need anything more. I don't need to bother about so many things. Let me pass in peace these 40 days, which may define also the whole year, as it were. Perhaps for some it could be the whole life also. I know of a particular person who went for a retreat during the Lenten season, and he keeps referring to me about that retreat he did in that Lenten season. Must have been a very impressive one. So perhaps God also will have something for you in your life. The second question is a little interesting but a bit disturbing also, because I agree with the question. Chatter or socializing loudly before and after Mass, especially during wedding masses and funeral services inside the church. Why does the parish priest or the assistant priest not inform those attending such services to observe or maintain silence? This is about the sanctity of the church. I told you the first reading speaks about holiness. God is holy, and everything connected with God is holy. And therefore our churches also are to be maintained as places of holiness, of decorum. And so the question is very genuine, because I have also seen in many churches when the weddings take place, when the programs are there, when perhaps people are just sort of talking, and sometimes there is no respect for the Blessed Sacrament. Sometimes you might accuse me that I am also reason for this, because I know that sometimes people want to honor me because I have come for confirmation, I have come for this, and they want to put a shawl, they want to put a garland, etc., which I feel very embarrassed, because I know that I am in front of the Blessed Sacrament and I shouldn't be getting this honor because I am nowhere in front of the Blessed Sacrament. But then some people don't understand. Some of our priests also, they say we don't get another occasion or perhaps another place. If there was a hall where we could have this program, where if there was outside where we could do this, and sometimes people just rush out, and therefore, Bishop, we have to do it in the church. I can understand small things. Even in the wedding, perhaps one photo that the couple wants to take in front of the altar, because this is the altar, this is the church that their wedding took place, and they would like to look at it and perhaps remember their wedding ceremony. But then groups of photos and people climbing up the steps and the sanctuary and this side and that side, I think this is too much, and therefore we have to put a stop somewhere. And I would be happy if the parish priest and the assistant parish priest tell the people that we have to keep up the decorum of the church, the sanctity of the church as much as possible. I shall also try to make it a point to the others, and you have to excuse me when I myself am involved in these things, but I can tell you I am not doing it happily. But I can understand the priest's sentiments and the people's sentiments to be of little paying some courtesies to me or perhaps some other people. I would say we can do it in a limited way, but not use the church as an open celebration type of activities or programs that disturb the decorum, the silence and the holiness of the church. I wish you a very happy Lenten season that begins on Wednesday. We call it Ash Wednesday, and ash means, everything is reduced to ash, and ash has no value. So also everything comes to an end, and everything perhaps can become ashes in our own life, and therefore dust you are, and unto dust you shall return are the words as the priest uses. Also the other words in order to remind us of the Lenten season that begins on Ash Wednesday.